Hey guys, it's Killian and welcome back to SmashMuck Champions. I thought it was time for us maybe to do some guide videos finally. The developers were really supportive of my last video. You guys seemed to like them, so I thought we'd give this a shot. The first game mode we're going to be taking a look at is Plunderball. 3v3 Plunderball specifically. All Plunderball really is just capture the flag, except you have 2 balls instead of flags. You need both balls at your goal to score. But before we go any further, there's a few things you need to know about the Plunderball specifically. You cannot regen energy while you're holding it. Obviously, as is normal in Capture the Flag, if the enemy has your Plunderball, you yourself can't bring their Plunderball to score. So in essence, you can kind of steal your opponent's Plunderball and kind of hang on to it while you wait for the others to get their Plunderball. You can drop the Plunderball anytime by pressing the R key. This is great for passing to your teammates when you're about to die, or just if you want to swap runners to someone who's maybe able to run the ball faster. Another thing to remember is you are slowed while carrying the Plunderball. This makes champions like Zert, who have a speed buff, or anyone else who has some kind of placement skill, very, very good runners. And last but not least, the ball stays on the field for a few seconds after you die, or whoever is holding it dies. So this gives you a few seconds to either pick it up from your dead ally, or steal it from the opponent. Going back to passing for a second, you want to make sure that you don't pass right next to an enemy. Make sure they're a distance away, because if they're right on top of you, there's a chance that when you drop it, they'll pick it up instead of your ally. Now the goal of Plunderball is to get 3 points within about 7 minutes exact. However, if you're not able to score 3 points, or if you just have a tie, the game will go into sudden death. In sudden death, no one respawns, and the match can only end with 1 match point, or an entire team getting wiped out. Now before I go into kind of analyzing the 2 different maps we have for 3v3 Plunderball, I thought I'd kind of bring you guys up to speed on the power-ups the game has. We have a health buff, which is a little green circle with a plus in the middle. Restores 500 health, but champions that have full health can't pick this up, so there's no like buff denying going on there. Energy, which is just little yellow lightning bolt, is similar to the health pack. Restores 500 energy, and like the health pack, you can't deny it or anything if you have full energy. Damage boost is a little red icon. It looks kind of like a little explosion, and you gain plus 100% attack power, but only for 8 seconds, so you gotta really make it count. Armor boost is little similar, little yellow shield icon, and you gain plus 50% physical and elemental resistance for 8 seconds. The last one, but probably one of the most important ones to remember, guys, is a little blue icon that looks like a little foot. It is the speed buff, and you gain plus 20% movement for 8 seconds. This is really important for runners who are trying to take the ball home, or trying to run to the opponent's goal. Now the fun part, let's look at some maps. Plunderball 3v3 is the only game mode, as far as I know, that has 2 different maps. Hopefully there will be different maps as the developers make them for the different game modes, but for right now it's just these 2. So the first map that we have is Plunder Isle. We have a 1 blue movement speed buff that's up on the top of the hill at the very top of the map. We have 1 health pack dead center in the map. We have 2 energy buffs kind of in the side lanes, 2 attack buffs below those, and no shield power up on this map. Now the routes I like to take in this map, actually there's really only one, and it's kind of like the express lane. You want to go straight out of your map, preferably as Zert, because Zert's my man. Go up the hill, grab the speed power buff, and then go down the other side of the hill, and you will zip right into the enemy's goal. And then just kind of walk around the bottom. Just make the loop. The loop is the best way to go, in my opinion, on Plunder Isle. Another little trick that you can do in Plunder Isle is that there are 2 rocks, one at each goal, and you can kind of cat and mouse around them with your enemy. Usually, if you're playing a runner and you have the ball, let's say you're waiting for your team to reset your ball, you can kind of run around those rocks, and if you're a good enough runner, the enemy team won't be able to catch you. But you have to look out for champions that have a placement or like a jump skill, because they can jump right over that rock. But let's say the defender doesn't have a jump skill. You can just run run right around that rock and it will save you. Alright, so the second map for 3v3 is Cliffside Battleground. Now this map is a bit more obstacle based. It's less simple, and there's a few little sneaky things that you can do, and you have more options in my opinion. Now unlike with Plunder Isle, there is no movement speed buff and one armor buff right where the health pack kind of would be on Plunder Isle. The two health packs, and there are two on this map, not one, this is kind of more of a battle-oriented map instead of just running, are in the bottom corners. In between those, on a little treacherous bridge of death, is the attack buff. And then we have two energy buffs kind of hidden amongst the obstacles on either side of the map. Now you have a few different options for routes when it comes to Cliffside Battleground. Usually it starts off with jumping off the cliff next to your spawn point, and then it kind of branches out from there. If you want to use some teamwork, you can have a friend give you a boost jump as I like to call them, over the opponent's cliff, and that's really like the express lane straight to get to the goal. However, if you're with randoms, or if you just want to play it safe, you can just kind of split off and go around the obstacles. Takes a little bit longer, but still works. And then the third kind of safe, but also kind of treacherous. I mainly use this one for like a return if you're getting chased by a whole lot of enemies, is the bottom bridge. You can kind of take the long way across it to the enemy's goal and kind of sneak the ball out, or if you use one of the other routes, you can kind of use it on the return and try to knock your opponents into that big nice void that we have down there. Another thing about Cliffside that we have is there are a lot more of these obstacles around. So the rock trick on Plunder Isle still applies, it's just they're not circles, they're squares, but you can still do the general kind of cat and mouse around them to stall for time. Alright guys, that's about it. Thank you for watching. Thank you devs for supporting this series. I hope this one was as good as the last one. If you guys have any comments or things you'd like to see on the next one, you can type that below. And yeah, hopefully we'll keep on doing these, and I hope they're helping you guys out. I'll see you guys next time, and thank you guys for watching.